How much do you need to be making in order to comfortably afford the 2025 Volkswagen Atlas? Let's find out. Let's take a look at the SEL trim of the Volkswagen Atlas, which has a starting price of $48,200. For this Volkswagen Atlas, there are 4 different exterior color options to choose from, with 3 additional exterior color options costing an additional $455. And there are also 3 different interior colors that you can choose from that are included in the price. This Volkswagen Atlas also has 269 horsepower, 20-inch alloy wheels with all-season tires. It also has a remote power rear liftgate, a panoramic sunroof, 3-zone climate control, and it has heated and ventilated front row seats with heated second row seats. It has 4-motion all-wheel drive, drive mode select, a 12-inch touchscreen display, 6 USB-C ports, remote start, a head-up display, wireless charging, and of course lots of packages and accessories that you can add on at additional cost as well. There's also a delivery fee of $1,425, and if you add an 8% sales tax, then that would be an additional $3,970 that you would be adding in sales tax as well, which would then bring that total price to $53,595 for this Volkswagen Atlas. Now let's say you were to finance this Volkswagen Atlas and you were to take that $53,595 for the total price and you put a 10% down payment, then that would be $5,359.50 that you would be putting down. And then say you got approved for a 6% APR for 72-month financing. Then with those financing terms, then that means that your monthly payment would be somewhere around $799.40 a month on average for this Volkswagen Atlas SEL. And to give a little bit more perspective on that, over the course of those 6 years, if you were to finance it with those terms, then during those 72 months that you're financing, you would pay a total of $9,321.41 in interest. And if you would like to see what your monthly payments would be or your total interest paid over a certain period of time for certain financing terms with certain APRs and certain total payments, you can check out my car calculator. It is on my website at mayhaven.com. I'll link that down in the description below if you want to check that out. Now, of course, like I do in all my videos, this is not all of the things that go into actually owning and maintaining this vehicle. This is just for the monthly payments. So we have to take a look at some other things to see how much you would truly need to make in order to be able to afford this vehicle. So we have to look at those monthly expenses, especially things like car insurance, which for this Volkswagen Atlas would be about $2,308 a year, which would come out to about $192.33 a month on average. And please remember that your car insurance cost is going to vary depending on your personal situation because it is based off of things like age, credit score, where you live, what you drive, and a bunch of other factors. So just keep in mind that those numbers are going to fluctuate based on your circumstances, and this is just an average. Now, if we also look at the average driving habits and the average cost of gas across all states and the miles per gallon and the amount of fuel that it holds for this Volkswagen Atlas SEL, then if the average person drives about 1,200 miles per month or about 15,000 miles per year, then you would be looking at about $163.51 a month on average for your gas cost. Obviously, that is going to fluctuate depending on what state you live in, what city you live in, how much gas you use, how far you drive, and your just actual driving habits. So keep that in mind as well, that this is just an average. But I do know that the cost of gas is something that everybody has to think about. So if you do want to get some cash back on that and save you a little bit of money, you can check out my link for Upside. I do have a code where you can get additional cash back on your first few fill-ups. So if you want to check that out, I'll have that linked in my description as well. Now, for the average cost of maintenance for this vehicle, it is going to depend again on a bunch of different factors, but the average is going to come out to be about $676 a year, which is going to come out to about $56.33 a month if you were to distribute that evenly for your average maintenance cost. Now, if you were to add all these monthly expenses together, your car payment, your car insurance, your gas, your maintenance, then you'd be paying about $1,211.58 a month on average for this Atlas SEL. So let's say in order to comfortably afford that, you wanted to keep those monthly expenses, all of them, the payment, the car insurance, the gas, the maintenance, at 15% of your average annual income, then that means that you would need to be making about $96,926.13 annually in order to keep it in that comfortable 15% range of your average total annual income. And just to put that in perspective for you, if you paid those same monthly expenses, all of them together, every single month for the entire 72 months that you're financing, plus that original 10% down payment that you made, then over the course of those 6 years that you're financing, you would pay a total of $92,593.02 total in those 6 years for the 2025 Volkswagen Atlas SEL. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next.